What is going on, everybody? We are back. Welcome back to the More Than Phillies Sports Network. It is great to be here all today on the More Than Phillies Sports Talk Show. Almost in year 4, we have another week before celebrating our 3-year anniversary of launching the show. It has been a really fun ride. I know we have not been able to do as many shows as we wish we could, but we're here today, and that's all that matters. As always, joined alongside my co-host, Gavin Tony. Gavin, welcome back, man. Good to be here.
I gave a round of applause myself. Feels good to be. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
I
A
just
lot,
want to say
lot, lot
something
of stuff we missed. Got a lot to talk about.
real quick. I just want to say something for those who haven't seen the news. I think that this guy right here has been on the news twice in like the past month almost.
Couple times, yeah.
Couple times. Quick Labs. That's the company name. I want to make sure I'm getting it right.
You got it.
Market everything. Doing big things. So I'm really happy for you. You know what I mean? No fault. Okay, starting off ready. But I just want to give you your flowers because that is big things. And you said, if I remember correctly in your interview, the goal is to bring your company over to the United States, right?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm waiting. And if we're going to London soon. We're going to London soon.
Whatever you wanted, man. I just gotta get your passport.
I get a plus for myself. I want to. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Now, I'm excited to be here, everybody. Thanks everyone for coming on today. We've got a lot of good stuff to cover. We can dive right into it. Let's start off with some of the major news. Obviously, Doc Rivers, Sixers coach for 3 seasons, making it to the second round in all 3 years, has been let go by the Sixers organization this week following a Game 7 absolute embarrassment of a loss against the Boston Celtics. Mike D'Antoni, Mike Budenholzer, as well as Phoenix Suns former coach Monty Williams are all top candidates. Sam Cassell has also been sprinkled in there, and J.J. Redick apparently is being thrown around. He was interviewing with Toronto, I think, last week, so he's definitely in that conversation as well. But my guess is between those 5 coaches, it will be one of them. We'll get to that in just a minute. But, Gavin, let's talk about the Sixers season. What went right? What went wrong? And was it right to fire Doc Rivers?
No, it wasn't right to fire Doc Rivers, but I understood it. Look, in the last 3 years, you've gone to the same place recently. You always go to the Eastern Conference semifinals, not Eastern Conference finals. But I don't blame him for this monstrosity. Let's go back to his first year here. Ben Simmons doesn't show up in Game 7 and you fold and then you lose. Let's go to last year. You get injured, between Joel Embiid. You had to shake up everything. But this year, this was a year, he even said it himself. He said this is the most resilient group that he's had to coach in a long time. It didn't feel like it, Zach. It felt like the group of old. Even though that they were able to, in games where they were down, they came back to win. Like I think the one game in Philadelphia where it looked like they had to lead the whole, I think it was game 3 where they had to lead the whole time, and all of a sudden the Sixers, marched back to take the lead and win the game. Those are games the Sixers normally lose. In game 5, you go to Boston to win. But I'm going to tell you why Doc Rivers is not head coach anymore here in Philadelphia. One man, his name is James Harden. James Harden is the reason why Doc Rivers is not a coach here no more. Part of the reason why. And the other thing, too, is just, what's coming. Zach, like, we've been calling for his job. He's not, 3 years he's been here? Three, almost 4. We've been calling for his job. It's been the same place. The problem is the Sixers, it's going to be a repeat cycle. We have to start looking internally. We have to start looking at the team itself. Before we used to blame, Brett Brown for the failures of not going anywhere. Brett Brown's out, you get Doc Rivers, the same thing keeps happening. Maybe it's time. Maybe we gotta look at the process. Maybe we gotta look at James Harden. I don't completely blame Doc Rivers for this. I blame Daryl Morey for putting this out here, and I blame James Harden for not being what he was. James Harden sucks. I'm gonna be honest. Zach, didn't you go to a Taylor Swift concert over the weekend?
I may have.
Okay. Now the reason I bring it up is James Harden stat line. He'll shoot 311, 3 of 14. Those are tour date numbers. Zach, pick a date. That's where Taylor Swift's gonna be there. If I pick a tour date, if I went like, I went with Lil Baby's coming to Philadelphia. Just look at James Harden's recent game. Oh, 3 of 17. He's coming sometime in March. Like that. Like that's what I'm getting at. James Harden was the world's biggest disappointment and let this team down this year. Yeah, grant the 2 40-point games. That's all nice, but that means absolutely nothing because you didn't go nowhere consistently. It's like how do you go to a Game 7 and you don't even have more than double-digit points? Let's just be honest. How do you go to a Game 7 and you don't have more than double-digit points? Floor is yours.
I mean, I think it's a tough thing to discuss. I definitely, I mean, Gavin with admin access, but no, I think really the big thing that we have to talk about is the process. It's Joel Embiid. That's what it's been. It's a glaring discovery. He's been here for 9 years. He is 2014 he was drafted. So here in 2023, he's been playing since 2016. 2017 was his first full season that he was healthy. They lost to Boston in the second round that year. Okay, it's fine. It's 1 year, but then you go to 2018 and you start doing all these things where you have a really good year and you go to Game 7 against Toronto, the best series you could have, and then you lose that series. The next year you go to the bubble and you lose to Boston in the first round. Brett Brown was fired after that. The Sixers are always, I think, like a year late when it comes to firing coaches. I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of thought that Doc should have been fired after year 1, believe it or not. I know it's a tough pill to swallow and it's really hard to think about.
That's tough.
But what I have to say is that the big thing that I think about is the fact that the Sixers, at the end of the day, bringing Daryl Morey during the season in a somewhat not clear position. He's not the GM. He's not he's not the sort of president of operations. There's no really clarity of who's kind of running the show. I'm not sure if Elton Brand's still here. I think he is. Somebody help me out in the comments. Elton Brand's even still here in the first place.
Yes, he might just be here as a background guy.
The point is, it's a dysfunctional, unconventional franchise. I mean, they had Michael Rubin out of the organization. He sold his ownership stake in whatever he was doing to go pursue gambling things because you can't own both. Whatever, it's fine. But I mean, it's just been a mess. The Sixers have been a mess. And Beal was hurt against the Miami last year, putting them down 0-2, which made it impossible to come back in that series. Harden has not lived up to par. There's no reason to bring James Harden back this year. I mean, I'll go pretty. We're getting confirmation on Brand is still here. I mean, here's what I would do in the offseason from the Sixers. I'm not bringing James Harden back. I'm hiring a different coach, a different voice. Maybe Monty Williams is someone I think that could be a good number. I'm building around Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, and I'm giving it one more go at it. What else you can do? I think Tyrese Maxey is the guy you got to build around. Tobias Harrison, year 4 now of a 5-year deal. We've been saying trade him every offseason we get to. He actually showed up this week. PJ Tucker had a good first half, and that was about it. A lot of old guys around a couple of young guys, and it's just not a good combination. It hasn't worked so far, and it's not going to work. I think it's really difficult for a center-driven league team to win in the NBA Finals. We'll see if Jokic can change the narrative this year. But even then, Jamal Murray has been doing a dang good job for that team as well. It's just tricky. It's tricky to see how a center who can lead his team in points and MVP is. Congratulations, obviously, to Joel Embiid for accomplishing that.
That means nothing. I'm sorry.
Anything in the postseason.
That means nothing. Let me tell you what that means nothing. Allen Iverson, and comment section, get ready to help me when I say this, because this is a little bit before my time. Didn't the year the Sixers go to the NBA Finals, wasn't he the MVP of the league that year, Allen Iverson?
We're going to have to confirm that. I want to say yes.
Someone else let me know that.
I want to say yes.
Did you know that Joel Embiid is the only final MVP to fail to reach a conference final?
I did see that.
So what does that mean? That means absolutely nothing. I mean, sure, it's nice. You validate the process with MVP. But, Zach, we all know, thank you. We all know that the goal was for them to win a championship. And I don't mean to cut you off when in the middle of your point, but let's be honest. That's cool. I celebrate MVP for like a day. Oh, he's MVP. But guess what? That means absolutely nothing. I mean, okay, in the comment section right here, someone did say that Larry Brown was coach of the year. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So he had help.
Well, the accolades are cool, but I'm not sure. I mean, I can pull up. You know me, I like to see the box score. I mean, the bench wasn't as good as it could be, but Embiid and Harden combined to less than 30 points. I mean, it was not probably 20 points, honestly. It was just not a good game from the All-Stars. When your stars don't play well, you're not going to win games. Big games for the Lakers, LeBron steps up. Big games for the Warriors, Steph Curry steps up. Big games for the Bulls, it was MJ. I mean, it's just how it works, man. Game 4 of the NBA Finals in 2016, Game 5. I'm sure Dom will get this one for me when Steph and when Kyrie and LeBron combined for over 80 points. I mean, that's what you have to do. We haven't had one of those games. Embiid has not had those big moments in the playoffs for the most part. And when it mattered the most, it wasn't. Here's what's the most frustrating part. They were up 3-2 going back to Philly. They were up in the fourth quarter. They had that clear path violation where Tyrese Maxey made both those, and then they ended up redacting it and restarting it and all that good stuff. But once Tyrese made both of those, they had the ball back and they had a chance to put the game away. They went ice cold, really bad plays, a lot of ISO ball, not a lot of team play. That I could probably blame on Doc. But again, the Stars didn't do their job. So should Doc have been fired? Yeah, he should have been. Was this year his fault? Probably not, honestly. But Game 6, I mean, you can look back at Game 6. I look back in Game 5, 6, and 7. Or forget, I guess, Game 4, 5, and 7. of the Hawks series. So I can blame Doc for more than Ben, believe it or not. But this year was not as much on Doc. Last year was not on Doc at all. But he never was Daryl's guy. And honestly, I'm not sure why we had Daryl Morey here in the first place. He's never won anything ever. He's always come close and never got over the hump. So why, if we're already there, why would we bring someone who can't put us over the hump?
And he brought someone that's 65 years old. I mean, because I feel like I could be James
Which is
Harden.
fine. Look, you were losing Ben Simmons no matter what, so you might as well get something
Yeah,
done.
but
Like,
I mean, damn, you could.
there's no debate the Sixers won that trade. I mean, there's no debate.
No, I mean, yeah, no, there's no debate, but it's a big letdown.
It is.
It's a big letdown. Let's be honest. It's a big letdown. We
I'd
thought
rather have Seth Curry and Danny Green here, but obviously Ben didn't want to be here. So.
Matter of fact, tell me how the Brooklyn Nets traded away James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons, or excuse me, and Kevin Durant, and they got nice, valuable pieces back. They got Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, granted, they got swept in 4 games, so it just makes my argument irrelevant. But that's going to be a nice team in the future.
It could be. You pair him with a superstar.
It's potentially a nice team. You got a guy, Mikal Bridges, you could build around him or something. I just think that the Sixers just also just building. I mean, Zach, you have PJ Tucker standing in the corner. I know he makes corner threes 1 in every 30 shots. I mean, come on, man. Like, dude, it's almost so bad that's almost laughable. It's almost like I can't believe we thought this team was gonna win. Like I just can't believe that we thought this team was gonna win. And you know the one thing I realized the Sixers never ever had at all in this time? An actual true small forward. There's only one score. And someone brought this up to me yesterday. I forget who I was talking to. Someone said Joel Embiid ball hogs and slows down offense and doesn't move around. I think I was talking to Don on that one. Correct if I'm wrong.
It's pretty accurate.
You need ball movement. You have two guys like James Harden for example is 6 seconds on the shot clock. You're old. You're not going to beat no one no more around the corner. And I'm so tired of James Harden not finishing and going up and just trying to get the foul. We see that doesn't work.
Like the half down where they're like going up, like it's pretty bad. I mean,
It's just bad.
They were looking for fouls. That game 6, they should have won it. If they didn't win in the game 6, they weren't winning the series. I mean, that's.
It's like there was one play where James Harden in game 7, he's going head down and he goes up and he's like, oh, and throws the ball out of bounds and it's a turnover. Yep. What are you doing? Like, no one else in the NBA will go up like this and just give up halfway. What is that? Like, what is that? And I don't understand why. You know what? If James Harden, because I saw something on Instagram that said James Harden is more inclined to want to go join the Suns, I hope they fail. And I hope the same trash we got filled up, I hope that follows him there. James Harden's pathetic. He's terrible. He has to go effective immediately.
None of these super teams are working out, man. The league's too competitive. The league is too competitive nowadays for these big threes to work.
And that's good. That's good.
It is good, but the Sixers can't get past it. I mean, you're losing to Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown.
Well,
Jason Tatum
hold
like what?
Jason
Tatum had 5 points in the first 3 quarters of game 6. Like, you're not going to win a game. If you can't win a game when he's playing that bad, you're not going to win.
Jason Tatum had nothing and scored 21 in the fourth.
Something like that. 19,
I'm gonna say this. You can't say their names without giving them the proper respect because Jaylen Brown is a dog. When Jaylen Brown was guarding James Harden, he actually flushed Harden a lot. Jason Tatum, as many threes as he shot, I'm surprised he dropped 51, but that's the most Sixers way to go out. I mean, go out in an unbelievable, unfortunate fashion where it's 51 points, whether it's Ben Simmons giving up on a wide open dunk. Like, you just can't. You can't. I don't know.
Finally, the Hawks. The Hawks were not good that year.
They shouldn't. Finally, Zach, I just want to say this with the direction because I know you touched on it. Listen to me very clearly. Do not want Mike D'Antoni here. I'm tired of getting player-friendly coaches. No, and I'm so serious. I'm tired of getting these player-friendly coaches. Yeah, okay, do what you want. No, that's not flying. What is true greatness? People that have coaches that are almost like the enemy. That go to war for you, but also you go to war for them too. They're not going to go to bat for you if you're not doing half the amount of effort.
No.
Larry Brown was coach of the year. Larry Brown and Allen Iverson didn't have a great relationship at some times. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because Allen Iverson, practice and everything articulate. They went to a finals together. Did they win? No.
They never won a ring, but they were closer than this team was.
Exactly. And I'm so tired of player-friendly coaches. You've never seen one. Look what happened in Los Angeles with Doc Rivers to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was living in San Diego. And on game time, I know it's not wild because JJ Redick did the same thing coming from Brooklyn down here, but it's just like you guys get away with so much. We need coaches that don't do that. So I'm all for with Monty Williams. I'm all cool with Mike Boone, but I do not want Mike D'Antoni. Go ahead.
I'd rather D'Antoni than Budenholzer, if I'm being honest.
Okay, well, fine. I don't want Mike D'Antoni here because I already know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make this Houston. That's not working. You already got no.
Houston never won a ring, so why would we want to be like Houston?
I don't know.
They came close. They were the 1 seed that 1 year, and they should have won that series. But of course, Chris Paul got hurt, which is a theme.
Well, Chris Paul always gets hurt. It's a theme. It's a common theme.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
But yeah, we'll see what happens with them. Gavin, before we move on to our next segment, talking about your favorite basketball player in the world and his team in the Western Conference Finals,
I don't know.
we are going to talk here for a minute about an ideal offseason for the Sixers. What do you want to see done? Who do you want to see be the coach? What moves do you want to see be done?
Well, for starters, for coach wise, I want to see Monty Williams here, or somebody with a good voice that actually has experience. Remember, Monty Williams, they fired Monty Williams off of winning record, and he won coach of the year the previous year. And Zach, the reason why Monty Williams is not in Phoenix is DeAndre Ayton. We could talk about that a whole nother time, but I would like to see Monty Williams be the head coach here, just me personally. And then the moves, I don't know where you go. You don't bring James Harden back. That's one. I would explore the option of just trading Joel Embiid. I would explore it. You don't have to make a move. I would explore the option. Blow the thing. You got a guy in Tyrese Maxey that actually shows up and plays. I mean, damn, can we build around him maybe? I'm not the only one that said that. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead with the buzzer. But I'm just saying, maybe it's time we explore and look outside. And say the process was a fail. It was nice. It got people to come into the stands. But at some point, you gotta burn it. You gotta burn it. Just gotta do something about it. I would just look around and see what you could do. Someone said build it on Jaden Springer. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. I don't even think the president is good either. Absolutely not.
We'll get Zaire Smith up here too while we're at it.
Absolutely not either. At this point, you might as well build it around me. I'm the savior. But Zach, I don't know what you do from here. You got superstars here. You had Jimmy Butler here. And nothing is working. And Joel Embiid
Joel Embiid is a common theme in that.
Well, yeah, he never shows up, and there's always
Embiid is the common theme at the end of the day. So
I
don't know. I'll tell you. I'll give you one name to think about, and I'll let you finish your point. Sam Cassell.
What does Sam Cassell have to do with anything? Well, now okay, but here's the thing: wouldn't that same voice echo Doc Rivers? Like that's nothing new.
I used to think that, but after going through coaching myself, being on the sideline with minimal say gives you a better chance than anybody to see what went wrong and how you could fix it. Just a thought.
You say Sam Cassell.
Okay. Sam Cassell.
Okay.
Because he probably has seen what Doc has messed up with, where he would do things differently.
Okay. I just think that it's too much of a similar voice. That's me.
I don't. I think Cassell's great. He followed it from LA though, right? He did follow from LA.
He followed from LA, yeah, from here. Yeah. Finally, the last thing I want to say to you, Zach, is you're telling me, because I know I got the buzzer for saying explore the option trading Embiid. The guy is 29 years old. He's not gonna be like LeBron James to defy father time. He's not gonna be a sucker and defying father time. You're telling me off an MVP season, you wouldn't just explore the option, seeing what's around. I know I would
see what's out there, but I can't imagine what game-changing move you're gonna make.
Sometimes
that's gonna overcome the loss of Embiid.
Sometimes it's not.
You won't win a ring with Embiid, but you're not gonna win anything if you lose him neither. It's a tricky one.
What if you make it like? What if the New York Knicks, for example, they got pieces? I mean, I know they didn't show up against Miami, but they got pieces. Same thing with Brooklyn, they got pieces.
They're not gonna win a ring like that.
Well, we gotta figure something out here. And I think with Joel
Damian Lillard and a lot of other talent, and him and Maxey can go together. But even then,
because of Joel Embiid's comments of what he just said, he's not gonna want to leave nowhere. And Damian Lillard is too much of a loyal guy. I do wish Zach that Detroit won the first pick yesterday. I do wish that Detroit won the first pick because I would.
We talked about that for a minute. I just want to say real quick. The draft lottery is one of the dumbest things on the planet. In the NBA, especially where one player can make you that much better of a team. The draft lottery was just trying to disincentivize tanking. A team like Detroit could tank for 1 year, get a really good player first overall, and then they're in the middle of the pack the next year. Now it's like if you miss out, you got to tank again next year because your fourth or fifth overall pick is not going to be good enough. Just saying. I think the draft lottery is the dumbest thing on the planet.
I think the draft lottery is stupid as well. Because Detroit only won 17 games and they're the fifth pick. I don't understand that
It's
whatsoever.
very. I think the lottery is so stupid.
But I
Every
was
other successful league, the MLB, the NFL, worst team, first overall pick. Look at the Jaguars. Look at the Bengals. 1 year of tanking puts you at least in the middle of the pack.
one final thing, Zach.
Let the teams tank.
I mean,
Hashtag let the teams tank.
the reason why I wish Detroit got that pick because I would have called Detroit and said, look, I'll trade you and B because that goes with what you have, and that automatically makes you guys a win now team or something. And I rather see Victor Wembanyama, whatever the hell his
Let
last
the
name is.
teams tank. Let the teams tank.
We already did that for 9 years and look where that got us.
It got
Never.
you some really good players. It just didn't
Got
work
us
out.
who? Had to be running here.
I mean,
Are you
you
telling me that?
should have picked Tatum, but I mean that's obviously a hindsight thing.
Oh, you want to do this? We can do this. Let's go for it. You could have had Tatum.
See, so, yeah,
Um, what pick was Ben Simmons? First,
first overall.
and who went two after him?
Who was two after Simmons? Let's find out. I'm sure Don probably has this memorized.
Because the reason why I bring this up is the Sixers could rewrite.
I mean, no, Ben was the best player in that draft initially.
Whatever. Well, that's fine, but he's not it. Zach, all I know is you got
Although Sabonis leads that group in win shares at 47.2.
I don't think Sabonis would turn out here as well as
Brandon Ingram was number 2. Jaylen Brown was number 3.
Jaylen Brown. There you go.
Chris Dunn was 5. Buddy Hield was 6. Jamal Murray was 7.
Jamal, that's another guy.
Sabonis, Prince.
I'm gonna leave this right
Paris
here.
LeVert at 20.
I'm gonna leave this right here. I'm gonna leave it right here.
Timothy Luwawa Cabarro. We had the 24th and 26th pick in that draft and the first overall, and we took TLC, Ben Simmons, and Furkan Korkmaz. When guys like DeJounte Murray, Pascal Siakam were on the board.
You see, let this sink in for a second, ladies and gentlemen. You miss out on Tatum, you miss out on Jaylen Brown. Those are the two guys moving forward. Oh, by the way, they're in line for Supermax deals this summer, by the way. So let's be on the lookout for that.
Good luck to Boston's cap table.
It's the Boston Tea Party, everybody.
Sure. Well, coming up after this, everybody, we are going to be talking about LeBron James and the Lakers. Is this a remnant of me and Gavin's debates from 2020? Stay tuned.
We are now offering a new product on our Teespring.
That's the wrong ad. I'm sorry.
Would you like to know how you can support the More Than Philly Sports Talk Show? If so, head down to the comments on our YouTube channel. You will see 2 links there. The first is our Teespring, where you can see a wide variety of apparel products, including our signature product, the More Than Philly Sports Talk Show sweatshirts, offered in a variety of different colors, including gray, navy blue, and more. Finally, we have our Patreon page, where you can become a monthly donation member. 10% of all donations go towards an organization of our viewers' choice. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you can't donate, that's okay, because you can always share this.
I had to break in and acknowledge our mascot was a little outdated. We got a few new recordings we're going to get revved up this summer. But let's talk about it. Gavin, the Western and Eastern Conference Finals are identical to what they were in the bubble. So let me ask you a few questions real quick.
I already know where you're going with this.
Does this mean the bubble was legit, or are these just totally different teams? And does LeBron have a real shot at title number 5?
First, I'll answer your first question. Actually, no, let me answer. Hell no. He don't got no chance at number 5 because Nikola Jokic. Did you see what Nikola Jokic did in the first 10 minutes of the game?
1 game.
Oh, yeah.
Game.
Listen, you and my friend Maya said the same exact thing. It's just 1 game. Okay, well, everybody overreacted.
How many games?
Occurred about 1 game. Yeah, first of 4. I understand that, sir. But no, he does not because you either if you survive the gauntlet of the Nuggets, then you go and get pick your poison.
The 8 seed Heat or the Boston Celtics?
Probably gonna be the Celtics, man.
If he gets out of the West, he's winning the finals.
No, he's not. He's not going.
So let me ask you this question then: if LeBron does win the finals, is he the GOAT?
He's 3-11 or 3-5 and was it 4-12 in the fight? No, no, because there's no way. No, absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But Zach, to go back to no, I don't think this credits the bubble at all. I don't think so. Just only for the fact because it's like it's different time. Teams are different. Nicole Jokic has
It's
two
been
MVPs to his
preseasons.
name. Yeah, Nicole Jokic has two MVPs to his name now. The Nuggets are way better. Jamal Murray came back stronger and healthier. Michael Porter Jr. actually played, and there was no Aaron Gordon last time. And then you could say on the other side that yes, the Miami Heat are down without Tyler Hero, which I think could possibly make a return at the end if they make it to the finals. So that's something to look out for if that's even a possibility. But each each teams are better and they're different and they're more hungry. Like Boston
I mean,
didn't.
Miami's the 8 seed still at the end of the day. I mean, they're still not.
Okay, yeah, but look, they
At
don't
the end
play
of the
like
day, at some point, there's a reason that.
they don't play like the AFC though. They took out Giannis and the Bucks.
I mean, that's
They
one series. Who they beat in the last? They beat
they beat your New York Knicks. They
Knicks.
beat your Knicks. Like those are two teams that were better than them, and I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to 7. This could go to 7. I do think Boston ends out the series, but to answer your question,
Boston's a 2 seed and Miami's the 8 seed.
I still think this discredits
And
the
they
Bucks.
lost to Atlanta. They somehow almost didn't make the playoffs in the first place.
I do think this disagree. I mean the bubble. Everybody's opinion. I don't think the bubble really counts too much, but these teams are just better. They're just better in this time now.
So if LeBron wins his 5th ring, you have no interest in giving him any credit.
I mean, I'm gonna give some flowers, but
You told me once he won the 2020
I mean,
finals,
damn, you went.
you said he
12.
surpassed Kobe.
This is the reason why I don't like this argument is because, well, if he wins this one, because he's below 500
he's
and wins the
averaging
finals.
29.
Hold on.
He's been to the, but that's stupid. That's dumb because if
Michael Jordan's a
Michael
perfect
Jordan,
no, no
if
went to
Michael
game
Jordan,
7 of
Michael
his
Jordan's
life.
career was
He
not 6
finished
years.
everybody.
Michael Jordan's career was not just 6 years, Gavin. Michael Jordan's career was a lot longer than 6 years. If he made the finals in as many times as he did, as LeBron did, even though he lost them, you would still give him a lot of credit.
Well,
Making the finals is not easy. LeBron's done it in the East and he's done it in the West, and he might have almost done it in the West twice now.
Well, this argument's irrelevant.
LeBron deserves a little more credit than you're giving him.
Okay, well, this argument's irrelevant for a reason.
Not irrelevant.
For a reason. Ready?
You make excuses for the bubble. You make excuses for his teammates. You make excuses for Kyrie. You make excuses for Draymond's suspension. You never give the guy the credit he deserves in order to go.
Hold on. I got a new one. It's not excuses. Real talk.
Oh, we got a new one. He's got a new one. Everybody, he's got a new.
LeBron, listen. LeBron James has. LeBron James has not. LeBron James didn't go to college. He went straight from high school. Correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay.
18 years old.
Michael Jordan went to college. That's a year lost already. Also, too, Michael Jordan does a stupid retirement in the middle of, what was it, 94, 95, around that time? Because then he went 96, 97, 98, right? I think something like that. If he doesn't take that year off and you get that year back and you continue playing, we'll be looking at 7. We're looking at 7. And the one reason why I don't like
he played 16 seasons. If he made it to like 10 finals and he was 6 of 10, that's irrelevant because he didn't make it. There are 10 seasons. There are 10 legit full seasons that he went to.
He never jumped around the team to win. I don't understand. LeBron James had to jump to
Dale. He didn't need to.
He had to go to Miami just to win. He couldn't win there. A real person.
Phil Jackson is a top 2 coach in NBA history, and Scotty is right up there as one of the best teammates in history.
What do you rank Eric Spoelstra?
What's the best coach LeBron has? Spoelstra? Who's the best coach LeBron has?
Let's not disrespect Tyronn Lue either. But where do you rank Eric
Spoelstra? It's Tyronn Lue though. It's not like he's not repeating the process for other teams.
Where do you rank Eric Spoelstra?
Eric Spoelstra not top 5.
You don't think Eric Spoelstra not top 5? Is
he
top 10?
7, top 10. Not top 5.
Is he top 10? Okay, and another reason why, and this is why I can't.
You have
LeBron James started the super team movement. He started it. He went from Cleveland to South Beach, and he brought Chris Bosh with him. And then
when he went back to Cleveland, and he won a ring, went 4 straight NBA finals.
Who was
went
there?
to LA, didn't miss a beat. Won the NBA finals in unprecedented times, and after all of that, is back this year in the playoffs. Took out your beloved Steph Curry and the Warriors, who he's undefeated against in the playoffs since the last time they played each other in the finals, between the play-in game and between this last season. And now he's on the verge of a 5th NBA title. And you won't give him the credit that he deserves.
Hell no. Because can I finish my point? Can I finish my point, please? Can I finish my point?
I'm not conditioned to tolerate this. It's been a
He
while.
goes back. Listen, he goes back to Cleveland, right? Guess
And
who's
wins
there?
the ring.
A guy in Kyrie Irving who's an all-star, and he brings Kevin Love with him. And then.
Gavin,
Oh,
the more that we watch Kyrie Irving's career
hold on.
unfold,
My
the
apologies.
more
My apologies. I'm sorry. And then he goes to LA and he said, "Oh, this is too hard." And he trades away everybody on the damn team and brings Anthony Davidson, and they finally win one. No, we're like you just no. Kobe Bryant, and this is Kobe Bryant went from he got traded from Kevin Love or whatever you say. But Kobe Bryant got traded from Charlotte to LA. The only person that brought in was Shaq. He won with Shaq, and then he stayed the
Phil
whole.
Jackson.
I'm not discrediting that, but all I'm trying to say is you don't. When you keep jumping around, it looks worse. It looks worse. I'll say
I
the
mean,
same
not,
thing with
not
Kevin
to me.
Durant.
I
It
mean,
looks
he's proven that
worse.
he can win. He can win with a variety of teammates,
No, he
a
can't.
variety of
Then
coaches,
why didn't he?
in
Why
a
did he trade
variety of
Why did he
ecosystems,
trade away Brandon
and a
Ingram? Why
variety.
did he run from Cleveland? Like no.
Gavin, the more that Kyrie Irving's career unfolds, the more validated LeBron James looks. Is that not a fair point? He couldn't win a finals with James Harden and Kevin Durant, but he won with LeBron James.
Kevin Durant's all world, one of the best players in the game today, when healthy.
Right. One of the best players in the game, and Kyrie couldn't win with him. What does that tell you about LeBron?
Well, Kyrie got no damn way. And think about this.
Exactly. Kyrie is an issue, and LeBron was able to win with him.
Let's
So
go back.
your valid reason
Let's
that
go back.
Kyrie Irving was the fortifier, magical guy for that team where he still went to the finals after Kyrie got hurt in the first year. They still were able to win. Kyrie leaves, and he still goes to the finals the next year.
If Kevin Durant
still takes them there, he still beats the one-seeded Raptors in 4 and still gets the job done with the aging Kevin Love.
Where's my? I can't find the applause button. Zach, is this what you want me to do? Is this what you like? For what? And also too, Zach, if I may add,
we're winning the Eastern Conference. It's not easy to do.
There was no one in the East. There was no one there. There was no one there.
Oh my god! There were so many good teams that never made it. That Pacers team was good during those years. The Miami Heat without LeBron. All of those Raptors teams where he stripped the love from Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park has a hatred sign up for LeBron James. Come on, man. That is thick blinders of bias right there, my man.
All I'm gonna say to you is this: it just looks worse when you jump around from team to team.
I disagree. Right. I think it valid is to go debate more because he can win on any team.
That makes it worse because you're joining superstars.
What are your thoughts on Kevin Durant then?
Say that again.
What are your thoughts on Kevin Durant then?
I'm gonna say the same thing. You only won with Steph Curry. And let's go back to that because I'm not going to take the Kyrie
around teams. He is hopping around. He is the king super team. The talent in the NBA today is far more than Michael Jordan ever played against. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, but the
three-point shot has drastically changed the ability to play defense
on the inside and the perimeter. He would not be what he is today.
I disagree.
I believe it.
I don't.
Go ahead. I guarantee LeBron. No, Zach. No.
Michael Jordan today would probably be the best or second best basketball player in the NBA, but he would not have anywhere near as many rings because of how competitive the NBA is today. The NBA today is more competitive and different. It's a different landscape. It's not an apples to apples comparison, unfortunately. But as far as what we know, as far as what I'm able to analyze as a sports analyst, is that LeBron James has had a tougher path to win the NBA Finals than Michael Jordan has.
Okay. The bad boy Pistons don't matter.
One series that you watched from The Last Dance.
The New York Knicks didn't matter.
No one's saying that it's not easy. Like, it's not easy to win 6 finals in a row. It's impressive. With that being said,
and never went to a 7, by the way.
He didn't though.
And here's the one
thing.
Back
to the Wizards for a year and a half.
Here's the one thing, and everybody says this is the one thing that hurts LeBron James. That killer mindset that he always doesn't have it every night. There was no one, and everyone feared the living hell out of Jordan. Everyone feared the living hell out of Kobe. Some people fear LeBron James, and some people are like, okay.
Whatever. Everyone knows when LeBron's in the building, there's a chance they're going to lose.
I went to the game. I didn't know LeBron was playing. I was at the Lakers 60 game. I didn't know LeBron was playing. Like you didn't know bro was there. And then, he hits one shot. I was like,
If MJ was playing at 37, I mean, it'd be the same story. It's an unfair comparison. You're comparing prime MJ, prime Kobe, which you could use prime LeBron. You tell me that when LeBron was with Miami, no one was fearing him every night. He was the best player in the league for 7 or 8 years.
Explain this. Why did he lose that finals?
Nowitzki and then the role players were going off in that series.
But LeBron's all world. Jordan would have found a way to win that series. Why did he not win?
I don't agree. The skill sets of the modern day NBA and the talent comparison is so vastly different. You can't apples to apples compare the finals records. The finals records never have been and never will be a valid enough argument by themselves to call Michael Jordan the GOAT.
6-0, never went to a game 7. 1-3 in a row.
Such a small sample size.
If he doesn't retire, it might be the whole 90s might be his.
You can play the might be game. I can do that and make a titles in Miami.
The game nowadays is so soft. If I
should have beat San Antonio twice and they should have beat Dallas. They'd be 4-0 in that case. What do you have to say to that?
Then I would say something different.
You
He's not. How many? Okay. Move on. Because Zach, all I'm going to say is even if he wins number 5 right here, it means
blocks Iguodala's shot, knocks down clutch free throws to finish that finals off.
Did you see his 3-point percentage this playoff run?
He's 37 and still in the conference final, Gavin. You're missing the point here.
Because Steph Curry was the only one that went to war at the.
They're done. Warriors are done.
No, hold on. The reason why they're is because Draymond Green punched the little bit hell out of Jordan Poole, and it was a pool party, and the pool party got shut down after that. Then Klay Thompson, I don't know what that is. And Steve Kerr finally got out coach this year. That's it. And I don't think he got out coach.
LeBron played well against him. LeBron took him out. Your guy Steph Curry did not. What's he gonna do without Kevin Durant? What's he gonna do?
Okay.
Had a cakewalk to the finals last year, and this year LeBron's back.
But I still did not hear a good explanation for why LeBron did not win this finals.
Which one? Dallas one?
Yeah.
I can't on the top of my head pull it off.
Because Jordan would have found a way to win that one.
You don't have any concrete data to back that statement up.
He beat Sean Kemp. Let's go. You want to run through the finals? People.
Let me see him beat the Warriors in their prime. He'd see a guy shoot a ball from 30 feet, but what the hell is that? That kind of for 3 points? You're shooting that like half the game, and your field goals are made up from that. The game is so different than it was. It's an unfair comparison.
They were literally taking
the amount of talent in the NBA today. Like
Bill
Kevin
Durant,
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, all these guys that played each other in the early 2010s. That talent blows away the 90s.
Bill Laimbeer got his money off of just taking Jordan out of the air. Physically.
That's how it was back then. That's how
LeBron James. I'll just say you put LeBron James in the 90s, we don't know who the hell he is.
You don't have the facts to back that up.
You
can't make a fair assumption to back that up.
Well, he complains for every foul call, so
if he was in the 90s where that wouldn't be the case, then he wouldn't complain because he wouldn't know any better. And Jordan today would be looking for foul. I mean, it's just you can't compare that.
Okay. All I know is I just think that no matter. Okay, I'll give you this. If he wins, he's tied for 2.
Who's 2 right now?
Kobe's 2.
I can find it on this show 3 years ago when you said he surpassed Kobe. I can find it from October of 20. Someone look it up.
Go for it.
Someone find it.
Find it, and tag me on the gram. But I don't care what anyone says. Kobe Bryant will always be 2. You got 2A and 2B. Maybe LeBron go to 2A.
Find this video. I'm gonna find it.
Mike, we'll be right back. We're going to a commercial break because I want to talk baseball.
What commercial? How many commercials are up to date?
We got a couple more. We got a couple commercials.
Let's see what we can do. We should do an ad for our own show.
What's up, everyone? Make sure you join the More Than Philly Sports Talk Show weekdays on Facebook and YouTube to hear about all there is in the sports world. Celebrating the 3rd year, Zach Starr and Gavin Tony break down all the controversial topics from who is the real GOAT of the NBA to if the Phillies will ever make the playoffs again. Yo,
Phillies, the
that
Phillies
had
did make the playoffs again. We got a lot of work to do. My
yo,
lord.
that doesn't fit me no more. By the way.
The other Yankees one, is that the one that you got in New York? Yeah, both
Yes.
did, right?
Yeah, shout out to Hector for both of these. My guy from the DR. I never forgot about you.
What a guy. I'm looking right now. We look so young in these old videos.
Dude, I just
October. Can Lakers win tonight? LeBron with his fourth. I'm gonna find it. We're gonna watch this video together.
not today. Not today. You bring back on the
You're
I want
scared. You're scared.
what am I scared of?
He's
What am I
terrified. He's
of who?
terrified.
Of who?
He's terrified. Or what? Talk show. It's enough. I'm gonna find it. It's in this video somewhere.
I came on and I did not approve of this yellow and gold, or excuse me, wow, purple and gold background. I don't approve of it. Zach, I had a horrible sports weekend. I had a great weekend as a person, but horrible sports weekend. How about you? I could just sense the happiness on your end. But how about you? How you doing?
Making you watch this live.
I'm doing good. I think that Friday night, Gavin, you were kind of excited. You said we should do a show over the weekend. I'm like, no, let's wait. Let's see what Game 6 has to offer. But other than that, good day of football yesterday. Obviously, our hometown Eagles did not claim a victory. Sunday night football was exciting. A lot going on in the football right now. Francisco, I know we shouldn't talk. Have to cover news. Have to unveil all that. So a lot to in the way it's been fourth and his fourth finals MVP.
The sound off right now.
All that other stuff. So there's many different ways that we can look at it today. Many different ways that we can.
I will find it, and I will. I'm not going to waste everybody's time, but I will find it. It is in there. We look like we're 5 years old. I don't know what hair, not sure what my hair was doing in that video, but yeah.
I don't know what all of our hairs are doing in that video.
I will find it. But no, let's talk about the Phillies for the last few minutes here. Honestly, I'm not too shocked with how the season's going so far. Bryce Harper came back about a week and a half ago. Phillies are tied for third or standalone in third right now in the division.
Standalone.
At 20 and 22, 2 games below 500. I mean, I'm not upset with how the season's going so far. I think that Nola and Wheeler have been pretty disappointing. I think it's been a tough schedule so far. But I think they're right on track with heating up in the summer, which is kind of what they did last year. But I don't know. Reese Hoskins out, obviously, as a stinger with Derek Hall coming back at some point in July. But I mean, there's not much to be disappointed by. I think with how you look at the Astros, too, obviously a World Series and a shortened offseason tend to cause a little bit of a slow jump out of the gate. So I'd say they should be around 10 games above 500 by late July, or 5 games at least. If they're not, then there's reason to be concerned. But until then, I'm not really too disappointed with how they've been doing, if I'm being honest.
Can we lower expectations real quick on the Phillies? Because people I heard, we're going to run it back. Zach, I don't think so. I do not think so. You do lose Reese Hoskins, where I just want to pull him in for what he's. What is this? What is this?
I keep forgetting you can see me down there.
Yeah, what is that? I don't see the Phillies actually like going back to the World Series recreate. I mean, they could make the playoffs. They could, but right now Miami's playing great baseball. As of right now, it's an early season jump. I mean, and when I mean early season jump, like it's way too early. What, 40, 42, 43 games in? And I mean, guys, Texas is 26 and 16. And that's what I mean by the early season start. Like, it just, I don't know. I think we should lower expectations. I'm not going to hit the panic button yet because this is typical Phillies.
I mean, the Orioles are 27 and 15. Angels are above 500 still, so it's definitely early.
I mean, the Pirates are 22 and 20, man. Like, you can't make this.
They've fallen off a bit. They've fallen off a bit. Jeez.
Yeah, they're 2-8 in the last 10. So all I'm going to say is I'm not going to hit the button yet on being worried, but the NL did get better. Like the Braves, they got Sean Murphy now. They still have Matt Olson. You're gonna have a whole healthy year of Acuna. The Padres, they got Tatis.
Padres are worse now. No, the Padres are worse right now. Padres.
I know, but you still. But I'm so like you still. These are
yeah,
people that you can run into, and at the end of the year, maybe perhaps like potentially.
Yeah, Padres are worse than us. They're 8 games. They're 3 games below 500.
You still got you got
Cardinals are 17 and 26.
Then the Mets, I do expect the Mets to make somewhat of a push, to be fair and to not be biased. But I just think I'm not going to hit I'm just not going to hit the panic button. Someone said I really don't think Texas is bad. Is bad. This division is tough. That's true. It's so tough. I can't win.
Outside of Oakland, I mean that's a pretty good division.
Can I ask you a question? Why do we consider Mike Trout the best player
In the league?
Yeah.
His F4 and like all of his advanced analytics are way above everybody else.
I just don't think so. That's just me
Not
personally.
even close. Well, baseball's not an individual sport.
But every year we
You
always
hit a home run every at bat, and your team could still only get one run a game and lose. So I mean, there's only so much that you can
So
do.
who is your best player in baseball in your mind?
Of all time,
Not all time. Well, okay, right now, and then let's go all time.
the best player in baseball right now is Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
All time, probably Babe Ruth.
All right. For me, I think the best player in the game right now. I have to agree with you, Shoy, because no one's doing it.
He's doing, but yeah, he's a great pitcher and a great hitter. It's insane.
This is a personal opinion for me. Just probably go sit well. It's two of them. I go with Ken Griffey Jr. That's a personal favorite of mine. And I gotta go with I want to say Hanger. One of the steroid. I'm blanking on his name. What's the guy that we always get that he didn't make the Hall of Fame?
Barry Bonds.
Yes. I gotta go. It's one of those two. I personally. I like Ken Griffey Jr. Just a smile, everything. Like
I mean, Bond's kind of the conversation. You don't know what's real and what's not. Although if you take his career outside of the expected steroid era, he's still pretty much one of the best players of all time. But unfortunately, it does put a tarnish on his reputation and just how people always view him.
I don't know, but like baseball is a game of errors. I think Babe Ruth that's a little too older for us.
It's fading out. We're going to return the century on that. But I mean, what he was able to do back then with all things considered, the equipment, the quality of the baseball was pretty dead. I mean, it was a dead ball era. So what he was able to produce was immaculate. And his pitching career was really good too until he eventually became an outfielder and hitter full time.
Yeah, all of them. Bob Gibson, crew, and all of them. But going back to the Phillies, like I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not worried. It's too early. Let's revisit this around my birthday time, and we'll see if I'm hitting the panic button.
I agree. No, I mean, outside of that 60-game season that we had a few years ago, baseball is a pretty long season. It's a pretty long stretch. But final question for you then, Gavin. What are your thoughts on the 6th seed? Obviously, allowed the Phillies to get into the playoffs last year. Kind of just takes away that whole play-in game. It really just allows for you to have a series, best 2 out of 3 of which the Phillies took care of St. Louis quite easily. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do agree. It does sound like a participation award because it takes the fun and competitive nature. I mean, as a Phillies fan, that's the reason why we're in it. I'm not going to be mad. They may do it with the.
Is it a good look though for the league that the 6th seed made the World Series?
Yes and no. Yes and no because it's so tight, Zach. We all remember like the final 2 wild card spots and just battling for it is so tight that I think
it was us and the Brewers
and other crew. But I just think it's not a bad look. It was actually something nice to see because it's like AC and NBA going to the NBA finals. But I don't know how I feel about it because it's kind of like a participation. It was like, hey, you guys are good enough. We're going.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like 15 teams, and for
it's more baseball. It's more baseball
for just 4 of them to be playing after the first day of the playoffs is pretty not great. To give 6 teams a chance, I'm a fan of it. Considering that 8 out of 15 or 10 out of 15 get a shot at the playoffs in the NBA, and a similar number in hockey, I think it's very fair that baseball adapted.
I'm not even a big fan of the play-in. I think the play-in was stupid.
For basketball, I agree. I like the play-in.
I don't like the play-in. If they're not the 10, especially the 10 seed should not be invited. The 10 seed should not be invited.
But Zach, because most of the time they're like in the East, especially in the last 2 years, they're below 500. Except for this year.
The only one time I actually said the 9 seed, that was the bubble year. Dame Lillard was close to the 9 seed. That's the only time. That's the only time.
Absolutely.
But
for sure. Well, that yeah, I mean, we'll see how the Phillies do. We'll revisit it in July, but not the worst start this year so far. Welcome back here on the More Than Phillies Sports Talk Show. Just chatting about the MLB and the Philadelphia Phillies. How much is the focus with these cracking up? It is 3:50 p.m. here on the East Coast. We have some breaking news coming out just in the last few hours. John Morant, point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, of course, who got into a little bit of trouble a couple months ago, flashing a gun on social media, which he had done while in Colorado, where there are strict gun control laws, meaning he had likely transported it over an aircraft, causing a violation of the law. no criminal charges were pressed, but he was suspended from team activity for the time being. He did return this season, of course, not having a great postseason with the team. Dylan Brooks obviously having his fair share of criticism, which is not expected to return to Memphis by any means or capacity here next season. But beyond all of that, John Morant was seen again this weekend flashing a firearm in his hand during a car ride on Instagram Live. It seemed to be a very brief video, but very clear as to what that was. The league is looking into it and investigating. Adam Silver just announcing last night on a talk show that he was looking into it and was disappointed in it. Obviously, we all are. We'll voice our opinions here in just a minute. But one of the big attributes as well is that the Memphis Grizzlies have suspended Morant from all team activities. So, Gavin, I'm going to hand it off to you. I think we talked about – I don't want to mention Antonio Brown and John Morant in the same sentence, but I think that at least for you, I think that some of your feedback and your perspective might share similar to what you had mentioned about Antonio Brown before with John Morant as far as a 23-year-old man who's had a lot of early success who has yet to be able to properly handle the fame, so to speak, or some decisions along those lines.
Well, don't go nowhere. I want you to come back. I want you to because this is big.
That's touch my neck.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Set your neck. Go ahead.
You're good. They all got the front show.
But it's like this goes back to what we talked about Antonio Brown. Two different situations. One who really needs help, and the other one's just plain out stupid. I mean, you're talking about $235 million. I don't understand this. It's like, what is up with the whole flashing a gun thing? I don't get it. You got a lot to lose, and the saying, not everybody can come with you. Look within your peer. You got to surround yourself with better people, man. You gotta be for real. I keep my circle close and small. Like there's about five people I talk to every day, and maybe about 4 people I hang out with consistently. And another thing too about John Morant is his father is not his father. That's his friend. Like, what are you doing? And the fact that you're ready to risk it. Oh, I was a big John Morant fan. Zach, that's one of my favorite players in the game today. Outside Steph Curry. Like that's one of my favorite players. But I just can't support stupidity. I can't do it. And yes, and I the whole gangster, the whole want to be tough. Let's just stop, man. Let's just chill with all that. You're that's not the life you chose. That is not the life you chose, and that's not the life you're going to do. You keep messing around like that, you're going to lose a lot of things, a lot of damn things. And it's like there's more instances. Like you go back to him playing basketball with the 17-year-old, and he flashed waved the gun in the 17-year-old's face, or pulled it out. Then you got the nightclub incident that you already mentioned. Then you got his mom, which I blame his mom for this incident I'm about to share with you here. Then you got his mom was working at some store, or not working at some store, was at some store shopping, and didn't like the service. Called Ja and his friends, and they were threatening. They were threatening the worker, and so we're gonna beat you. You know what? And then you have another instance where the sister is playing a game or volleyball or something, and someone yells something at the sister. Once again, the mom calls, and Ja and his boys come, and like you're not the enforcer. You're not. You're a basketball player. You're a star. You represent the NBA, the Shield. Just like we say about in football, they're going to do anything to protect the brand and shield the logo. That's a private investment. That's a private company. They can do whatever the hell they want. They got the rules, man. They got rules. And guess what? You can't fall in line to do something right. You want to know the one thing I always credit LeBron James for, Zach, and this goes and you will attest this because I always say this to you. LeBron James is arguably the best human being or athletic human being outside of the sport. How he conducts himself, how he handles himself. Always in front of everything, always has the right thing to say. Steph Curry's another guy like that. Kevin Durant, even though he has a little trouble with his burner account sometimes, time to time.
He doesn't get in legal trouble.
He doesn't get in legal trouble. That's what I'm trying to say. Follow them. You just said, and this is the most contradicting thing I heard in my life. Oh yeah, I think what I did, cost the team the series, and I also think too that that's the reason why. And I'm sorry. And then a week later, you do it again. Like what? Like I don't understand that. And the rapper he's listening to, Zach, I mean, he has a few good songs, but I never was like, yeah, like no, you're an idiot. And the person that keeps recording, why the hell do you guys keep recording? Why? What do you record? Zach, I listen to music every day. You don't see me going on Instagram talking about, what are y'all doing? You're basically setting them up. John Morant, and I know you're probably not going to listen. For some reason, this gets to him. I'm just going to say this. I'm a big fan of yours. But you make a lot of group of people look stupid. And Zach, I said the same thing about Antonio Brown. This is we talk about the relationship that where it connects. You're making the black community look bad once again. Once again. Especially Zach, what did I say when Antonio Brown got his bag? What's the first thing I said? I said, once you get your money, you get the power, they're trying to find every reason not to keep giving it to people like us anymore. You know what I mean, Zach? Like I said, I wish I can go back on what Antonio Brown episode it was, but I dropped some serious knowledge. So I'm gonna say it to you again. Not only you acting like an idiot, ruining for yourself, but you're ruining for the next group of hoopers coming up along the lines. Think about who you're hanging out with, and for the people that you're hanging out with, stop filming this. You guys to stop coming to games. You got the Indiana, another one. You got the Indiana Pacers incident, the same with the same person. Maybe it's not you, it's your boys. And guess what? If your boys keep ruining you, then you might as well not even you should just retire. Because clearly you're gonna be in the streets and do street life, so go ahead and do it and give someone else the chance that swallow. We keep hurting the team. Zach, I'll end it with this final note. Not everybody can go, ladies and gentlemen, and be careful who you surround yourself with. Always surround yourself with good people and people that want to win and do well for one another. Not bums that just sit there and feed off someone's success and act like they're doing hard stuff. Because reality, you're ruining for everybody. Like I said, Zach, you ruin it for one, you ruin it for all. They said that to me back in elementary school when someone did something stupid and ruined it for everybody's lunch room. She said, "Hey, no one in this lunch period is getting ice cream today. And you could thank this one person, and everybody hate this one person. I'm not going to name drop because I still talk to this person to this day. But they say, everybody, we don't like you today. And John Morant, I'm just gonna say it, you're ruining for a lot of people. What was yours, Zach?
I'm going to echo the same message. It's very similar to the Antonio Brown situation. I hate to compare that extreme for a 23-year-old young man who's a great basketball player and has had a great career so far and is on the verge or has gotten some really good compensation for his skills. Once you get to a point in your life where you don't need to do these activities anymore, that you're fighting for your life on the streets or things like that, you may have never even experienced that in the first place. There's no reason to go back to it once you've achieved success. Because all you're showing the younger generation is it doesn't matter if you work hard and become successful because you're going to keep doing silly things. So I think that John Morant, I mean, I'd like to say I hope he learns from this, but he didn't learn from the first one. And this is just how human beings operate. It's very tough to look at a young man making those mistakes, but I hope he gets the help he needs. I don't know what help you get. You can't fix stupid unless they're willing to fix it themselves. That's what it is.
That's an internal thing.
I don't think it's a mental health issue. I think it's just stupid. I think it's
Zach,
ignorance, and stupidity.
I want to say this because you can't fix stupid, but you sure as hell can fix the people you hang out with, who's
Yep.
around you. You can fix that. Zach, for example, me and you, we went to New York, right? No one else was on the trip, but we made fun with the trip. We had great company. The people I surround myself with have their own passion. My one good friend, he works HVAC. He does his business. He minds his business, does that. My one friend, she goes to work, goes and does school and minds her business. You are a businessman, company, everything going on for yourself. You mind your business. You don't do dumb stuff. Me, I mind my business. Surround yourself with people that have something going on for themselves, not low lights that aren't doing nothing for you. And another thing
Especially when
too,
you're in the NBA and you're making that kind of money. There's no reason to
especially
go and do that.
you're making your daughter won't have to work a damn day in her life if you play the right cards. But as of right now, it looks like you might not be here for much longer. And finally, Zach, I want to say this another note that relates to this. Mikey Williams, right? Are you familiar with Mikey Williams?
The rising senior or freshman in college.
Rising senior, going to be a freshman in college, commit to Memphis.
Yeah.
Got caught with a gun, fit weight in there, all the same stuff. Let me tell you something, Mike Williams, you're not hard either. I'm just calling everybody. You're not hard. Yeah, you take pictures at gas stations with Hellcats and Chargers in the background. It's not hard. Let's not normalize this as a thing, like especially when you're going somewhere. For people that actually have Zach that unfortunately fell into this life, right? And don't have like a John Morant opportunity. I'm not hating on y'all whatsoever, not one bit. But I will say this: for people that actually can do something about the situation and is trying to play that role, you guys are stupid, and you guys are gonna lose everything. And I'm not even trying to say it to be a hater. I'm just being honest. I'm keeping it real, Zach, like I always do. Mikey Williams, you might just threw your stuff away before all and before all started. And then for you with John Morant, You're an idiot, bro. Like you came from Murray State. You were the 2nd overall pick. And you know what the funny thing is, Zach, in that draft class, it was Zion Williamson and John Morant and RJ Barrett that went top 3. Right now, RJ Barrett looks like the best player out of both of them, and RJ Barrett can't make a shot in the playoffs. Let that make sense. Everybody, you can't. Let's not normalize stupidity, especially when you don't have to.
Call it out. Don't victimize it. Call it out.
Like I said, Zach, for the people that accidentally, that fell into life, unfortunately, I'm not hating on y'all. I'm not doing it. This is not for you guys. I pray for people like that every day, that a situation gets better and then you can get out of that life. But for people that can actually do something that are not in that life but trying to portray that life, stop. Just stop it. Just stop.
I think well put. I mean, there's not much I can add on to that. I mean, you can't fix stupid, but you can hang out with better people. Let it be a lesson and hope you can get the help you can get, because 2 times around, it's not a great look for John Morant.
And then you see the statement put out. This sounds like a bunch of lies. You said the same thing last time. Your PR team is terrible because they're not going to drag. We don't believe you. Zach, if you post an apology right now, people might say, "Oh, Zach," but he posted an apology. We don't believe that. You just did it again. You're not hard, man.
No, I agree. I think that's really
you want to shoot something so bad. Why don't you shoot a jump shot? We're going to 3-ball. Not there. Stop running and try to dunk on people. Free fall.
That's for sure. But no, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the situation. I'm sure suspension is coming from the NBA. It's not a great look for the league.
Okay. How long? Because I wanted to ask you that before we got out here. How long do you think it's going to be?
10 games, 20.
No, I think they're going to come down on them for this one.
I think win 40 half the season.
I'm thinking half the season to the whole season. So he's a repeat offender. You're a repeat offender.
Was what, 3 games before? No,
8.
more than
8.
10.
It was 8.
Yeah.
It was 8, and the games that he already missed, I already kind of added on, so he was able to return.
It'll be at least 20 then. It'll be at least 20.
I'm going the whole season, and I hate to say that, but I'm going the whole season. I wouldn't be surprised if they go a whole season and might get bounced from the league completely, and the Grizzlies end up releasing them. I don't know. That might be a little far-fetched, but Zach, I'm thinking a whole year to 40-something games.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, unfortunate case there. But, yeah, I mean, wrapping up today's show, no more Doc Rivers, 76ers out of the playoffs. We have tonight. Real quick, Gavin, before we hop off, Boston, Miami, game 1 in Boston in the Garden. Who you got?
I got Boston tonight.
I got Miami. I think they're going to sneak in and take game 1, but I think Boston was the series in 6.
6? Okay. Well, I'm 7. Boston 7.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us on this special edition of the More Than Phillies Sports Talk Show. A lot coming up here this summer. A lot more time to sit down, debate the sports, review the finals, and take it from there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We'll see you all soon. Have a good one.
Have a good one, everybody. Don't be stupid. Be smart.
We'll see everybody.
See you.
If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. In addition, hit that bell icon and set it to all to get reminded of when we go live and when we post excerpts of our videos.